Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Build It. Today I'm going to build a police van as suggested by the title. So, straight into it, I'm starting off with the front light assembly, getting some 3x2s. I've chosen to have a slight stripy pattern. You can have all white, it doesn't really matter. It's just that they were the pieces that I happened to have at the time. Right, so you get a 6x1, 4x1 and a 4x2. And you put them together, and as you see, I have just done it wrong. Haha. Right, so anyway, you can see what I'm doing, I hope. Right, bit in my right hand that was just there is a odd roundy bit that I found that had police written on it, so I was like, yay, I know what I can do with this. And so I did, got some more roundy bits, put them on. I don't really know what they're called. It's like they're round and they're bits, so roundy bits. Then smooth bit on the top and to make the bumper. Nice shiny grill bit. Put in some yellow lights because you always need lights. And being a police van, they have to be within the law. And some blue lights because you have some cylinders, and then some white lights on top of that. Right, so that's the front assembly done. So now we're going to move on to the roof. And again, I decided to go for a sort of cool V-shape pattern. I mean, look at that, it's so cool, yeah? So good. I hold them all together with another 2x4. Put a 1x4 on top of that, which will hold the top lights, as you can just see me doing now. See, look at that, so good. Really easy. Right, and then after doing the roof bit, you start making some pillars out of 3 1x1 thicks, and so you want 2 of those, and you'll also want another pillar but made out of like slopey bits, and then of course you'll want the back flap so that you can open it up and chuck your prisoners inside. Give the back flap another grilly bit and some blue lights, because always need some blue lights. And just attach that to the back eventually. I guess I didn't do it now. Yeah, here are the pillars. See, as you can see, they're sort of 1x1 thick, and then like opposite ramps. So one that slopes up, one that slopes down. And you can see them. So attaching those together, you put the straight ones on the back flap, and then you get your prison bars, because of course, you know, they're your prisoners. You want the entire world to see them and laugh at them and throw tomatoes at them. Not that Lego tomatoes actually like break apart and splatter, but the idea is still the same. Okay, so once you've done that, you then put the curved pillars in, and that's the back almost completed. Just struggling a little bit here, putting the bits in. Put in a little bit of Lego to separate the back compartment from the driving seats, because you don't particularly want your prisoners to be able to just grab the policeman from behind, unless they're trying to break out. Right, so adding some more lights because I had a lot of lights when I was making this, so I thought, I know, I'll just add lots and lots of lights. And you can see I've got another one of those corner bits that I used when I was making the mini Lego spaceships. So I thought, oh, I know, I'll just tag one of those on the side. Some more lights on the front. And it's going pretty good, you know. That's like the back flap almost completed, just one smooth bit. And there we have it. Close the flap. And there we go. Right, so now we've got the bonnet done. Well, we've got the front light assembly done, and we've got the roof done. Now we're moving on to the backlight assembly, and as you can see what I'm doing here, if you wanted to follow along, you know, it should be slow enough for you to see it all as I do it. Yeah, just flick the pieces. I can't actually see too good down there because that's where my camera is, and it's like right in my line of sight, which I probably need to find a better arrangement for, but for now it's all I have. And you can see my camera stand is made out of Lego, so it's rather fitting. Right, so that was the backlight assembly done. Here I rotated my camera because I kept finding that I was losing the shot, so hopefully now I shouldn't lose the shot too much, which will be good. Right, now we're moving on to doing the like actual bonnet bit, as well as the driver's seats, so that you can sit down, and everyone wants to sit down, don't they? And apart from the people who want to stand up, but then they're odd. But if you are one of those people who stand up, and you're not odd, you're just not like me, which is why I said odd. But yeah, don't worry. Don't worry, if you want to stand up, that's completely fine. So I've got the steering wheel in, I've got a speedometer made up from Lego controls. And then get some of these pieces, some of those pieces, put all the pieces together, and then I have a piece of cake. Only joking, I don't have cake, I can't afford cake. Only joking, I can afford cake, I just don't want to. Right, put the doors on, move on to the windscreen, get some flat bits because it helps hold the windscreen down a bit better, and also for this build it needed the extra little bit of height. Although I did build this in the 15-ish minutes, all my builds have to be planned out because otherwise it's just like hours of glittering through massive piles of Lego and then not getting very much built in the 15 minutes, which of course isn't like part of the challenge. It's like I have to build it in as close to 15 minutes as possible, because otherwise it's really long. Right, so adding some more bits there. Where I used two 2x1s, it would have been better to use a 2x4, but I couldn't find another one in my little pile of Lego. That's what you can see there is only just a bit of the Lego that I have. Now that is all contained in like 2 ice cream tubs. I mean, I've got like 4 great massive tubs, and I mean massive tubs of Lego. So what you can see is just a small portion that I took with me when I was filming this. And so you can see that I'm making the bonnet section. I quite like the idea of having it all slightly different colours. You know, it gives it a bit of definition. You would have also noticed a bit earlier on that I made a mistake and that I had to like take it apart and chew back a bit. But, you know, I'm only human. I'm allowed to make a mistake. Okay, so finishing up putting all the stuff on, and there we have the front section complete. Make sure it's all down, push down, and so that it doesn't fall apart. Now moving on to the back section, which will encompass like the floor of the prison section, as well as the edge between that and the driver's section. So you can see what I'm using here. Again, a 4x1 would have been better, but I didn't have it, so I had to use a 3x1 and a 1x1. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry. Some corner bits to hold it all together, always handy. And just widening out the floor. As you can see, eventually you put some smooth bits down, so that way your prisoners can't like grip anything, and that they have to slide around in the back looking a fool. Because in the world of Lego, you know, you treat prisoners however you want, you know. There's no rules about Lego prisoners. Alright, so getting on with that, just put in these flat pieces, and as you can see, it's all starting to take shape and it's all getting along. And that bit I'm just showing you that I had already put them together, so that way you didn't think, hang on a second, how did he do that with only putting one piece in? It was two pieces, just in case you were following along. Right, so now we can attach our backlight assembly to this, and for that I should have taken that bit off and put it on the light assembly first. Would have made it a bit easier. Right, and there we go. So you can see it's all starting to take shape. See, look at that, it's like really, really good. So here we're making the chassis for it all and whatnot. Now, if you wanted to pause the video and see exactly where I'm placing these, you can do, but essentially it's like put your pieces in and make sure it's got a 2x2 square either side of them, and you know, then you'll get the size. Put the axles on, put the wheels on, drop the axles, pick the axles back up, put the wheels back on, make sure they spin good, because if they don't spin good, then you know you're going to have a bit of a dragging side. Put the seating down and the sides. The sides also say police, which is quite fitting for a police van. Right, now attach the backlight assembly, as I tried to attach it the wrong way round, but try to attach it the right way round. Don't be a fool like me. Right, so that's the backlight assembly on. Now for the front section, add that on. And as you can see, it's already starting to look pretty good as just a cop car, you know. It's already like pretty decent, I think, anyway. Alright, so add the front light assembly. Make sure you push it in really close and really good, because it's only held on by like 4 little pegs, so you need to make sure it's in really firmly, otherwise it might just fall off as you're whizzing around the corners chasing your prisoners, or just chasing the bad guys. Probably not prisoners till you've caught them. Right, so put in the 2 policemen, one with the crash helmet, safety first, and one with the fancier hat, because he's the boss. And because they're the only 2 that I had. Right, so once they're in, spare handcuffs in the back, and just attach the roof, like so. Make sure it's all firmly pressed down. And there we have it. One completed police van with a drunk passenger. Or driver. I think he's in the driving seat. And there we go. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye, take care. As always, see you next time on Build It. Goodbye!